Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae recently remarked that a Taiwan contingency could constitute a crisis for Japan's survival, provoking a strong reaction from the Chinese government. China advised its citizens to avoid traveling to Japan, signaling a deterioration in diplomatic relations and seeking to apply economic pressure, essentially calling for a boycott in tourism, trade, and investment. Is Little Japan truly nervous this time? So far, they show no sign of fear, instead demonstrating through actions the subtle wisdom in the Dou Ging. To take, one must first give. Alternatively, it can be seen as flexible thinking akin to a Chinese proverb. If the mountain won't move, take another path. If the path won't move, change yourself. After the Chinese government's call, Japanese tourism-related stocks fell, and an economic analyst interviewed by the BBC estimated the number of Chinese visitors to Japan could drop by 60%. Former Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao once said, "No matter how small a problem is, multiplied by 1.3 billion, it becomes big," underscoring the weight of China's population and its collective effect. For 2 decades, many believed that access to a market of 1.3 or 1.4 billion people could yield astronomical profits. Both Tokyo officials and the public have acknowledged this issue. Knowing Chinese tourists may live, they are straightforward in their response, considering both economic impact and the cityscape. When asked about Chinese actions, Minister of State for Economic Security Onada Kimi told reporters, tourism falls under the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, so she wouldn't comment on another country's actions, but added that Japan should always find ways to reduce risk while developing the economy. She pointed out that depending on risky countries is essentially dangerous. Conservative councillor Hakta Naoki went further, calculating that the revenue from Chinese tourists, when divided by Japan's population, means each Japanese people pays 18,000 yen, about $115, roughly 10 days median pay in Japan. Hakta claimed that paying this amount per person is worthwhile to avoid rude tourists. This hardline attitude appears not only in politics, but also among the public. Online creator Supi posted on Threads, sharing videos showing fewer visitors at Fushimi Inari Shrine and Shinsaibashi, describing it not as a loss, but as the cleansing of Fushimi Inari and the reclaiming of Shinsaibashi. She even announced, "With the Chinese gone, Osaka has finally regained its tranquility and style. The era of selling out our cities for money is over. Isn't this the true side of Japan?" Japan's arrogance is now on display, so why are Chinese wolf warriors not taking action? Military jets flying over Honshu and warships sailing around Senkaku Islands should be basic. With tourists dropping, most Japanese face this with a calm or even wry attitude. While on the other side of the world, people in difficult situations are also searching for creative solutions. After taking office, US President Donald Trump criticized the US Agency for International Development, USAID, for wasting money on actions not in America's interest, first cutting its programs and eventually shutting down the agency. This drew concern from progressive media and scholars that China would step in to fill the gap and expand its influence. But as ever, Westerners are capable of self-reliance. The nightmare hasn't appeared. Former USAID staff founded Project Resource Optimization, PRO, which now manages over 22,000 humanitarian projects, setting up food and medical centers in Sudan's conflict-affected Darfur, providing food and health services in Haiti, building clean water facilities in Ethiopia, and training midwives in Mali for safe childbirth and postnatal care. Since New York's incoming mayor, Mamdani, is Muslim, it's worth suggesting that PRO should forge links with Islamic countries, helping to liberate teenage girls from child marriage, and assist women in Taliban-ruled Afghanistan who suffer life-threatening conditions due to sexual segregation and thus lack of medical care. Clearly, neither Trump's penny-pinching nor China's self-proclaimed leadership is decisive. Through organizations like PRO, humanitarian aid still flows, meeting real needs around the world. Even Hong Kongers, seemingly small on the world stage, have their role models of resolution in seeking new paths, particularly among journalists. After 2020, many in the news profession felt thwarted by heavy censorship and mounting restraints on reporters. Some even faced threats to their personal safety, leading some to relocate, mainly to the UK and Taiwan. Coinciding with Trump's government budget cuts, USA GM-funded Radio Free Asia ceased broadcasting, and media professionals from Hong Kong banded together. Former staff of Radio Free Asia, Photon Media, and the Chaser News merged in August this year to create Pulse HK. Founders Leung Ka-lai, Lee Ka-chung, and Wu Lik-hon all expressed that Pulse HK is guided by journalistic professionalism rather than partisanship, doesn't evade particular topics, and operates under motto with a clear conscience, open and honest. The team sees journalism as a ray of light. They will continue to chase the light of press freedom. So far, Pulse HK received more than 1,000 donations and over 100,000 YouTube subscribers. They consistently provide news reports and commentary rarely found in Hong Kong's mainstream media. In the last decade, both the Hong Kong government and local society often repeated the saying, "There are always more solutions than difficulties." The most resonant recent example is the Olympic fencing gold medalist Vivian Kong running for the Legislative Council. Initially, there were rumors she would run in geographical constituencies, competing head-to-head with grassroots-backed candidates, and a victory would demonstrate strong voter support. Unfortunately, her Canadian citizenship disqualified her from this part, but with timely advice, she pivoted to the tourism sector in a functional constituency where this restriction doesn't apply. Lacking industry experience, she nonetheless pressed on, carving a new trade even when inarticulate at press conferences and forums, showing determination. Encouraging stories can still be written even in absurdity. Let's put aside our tastes. Whether brash or reserved, seen or unseen, many keep striving towards the light, seeking a way forward. Hong Kongers love traveling to Japan. Shall we learn from the perseverance of Japanese cherry? If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you support me on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.